Alright, so last week I dug up these Gears of War figures by NECA and wanted to do another video just to give it another look at it, and made a little poll, and a lot of you guys actually don't mind watching it again. So here it is. Here are the two Boomer figures from NECA. So I'm gonna show you guys details and articulation and all that good stuff about these two figures again. Alright, so let's start off with this one. We have the Boomer Mauler, and it's got a headgear on, a boom shield, and then this, I think it's explosive flail, and that's that. That piece is supposed to be explosive, and really cool. The shield is removable. It comes with a strap on the back, which I'll show in a second, and this one has a removable helmet. But let's get a good look at him first. The detailing on this figure, it's really good. Back then, yeah, it looked good back then, and it holds up too, because even now I think it looks fantastic. And so far nothing's broken except for the strap for the shield. Everything else is intact as is. And here's a side view of the Boomer. And here you can see I put a little zip tie to tie it down. For the moment, it's not permanent, so that's a good thing. So I can remove it when I want to, and I have more zip ties. So it's an easy solution for figures that you want to display with the accessories. But if it's broken, you can still have it display, and then if you put it away, then you can always remove it without damaging the figure. And here's the back side, the Mauler. Love handle right there. The amount of detailing on this figure is fantastic. And to remove the helmet, just lift this, and there you go. Gorgeous looking face. And here's a look at the helmet. Open right there, and the back of the helmet. Alright, so let us go over articulation for these for this figure. Head is on a ball joint. It's the joints around the base of the neck, so it has one ball joint, and it rotates a little bit. That's about it. It moves side to side a little bit, but not a whole lot. These shoulder flaps are rubbery plastic, so it doesn't get in the way. The shoulders could swing out about that much. And there is bicep swivel right there, still in good shape. And then there is a hinge joint right down here, so it allows his arm to move a little bit, not a whole lot. Here you kind of get an idea how much movement it really has, and not a whole lot. If you use a hair dryer to soften up the plastic a little bit, you could give it a little bit more range, but not a whole lot. And then the wrists are on a ball joint, which is nice. It has some movement, which is good. And then this piece here, this loop here, is a softer type of plastic, and then this is rubbery plastic all throughout, and so is the little hooks at the end, all these blades at the end there. Now let's go over the torso. Yeah, not a whole lot. It's basically just swivel. I believe there is a no, it might just be a swivel joint there altogether. I figured they might put a ball joint there, but I don't think so. It looks like it's just swivel. Well, let me see. Yeah, no, only swivel movement. It might be a ball joint there, but it's so stiff that I can't move it other than doing a swivel movement for this guy. And then as far as the leg, these are on swivel joints. Yeah, it only it cuts at an angle, so it can only move like that, and that's it. So very limited as far as posability for this guy. And then the knees are on a hinge joint, go in and out, and it rotates. And then there is nothing around the ankle whatsoever. The whole boot is sculpted all the way down to the foot, so there's no movement there whatsoever. So if you want to pose this guy, you can move his leg up a little bit, rotate this, and that's about it. Not a whole lot to do with this guy. He's just gonna be standing. He's such a big character that yeah, nothing he's not gonna be able to pull off any dynamic poses or anything like that. So here's a look at the zip tie I put in here. And then the strap is an actual strap. If you look at it, there's a piece that's connecting to here, to the back panel, and then loops all the way around. And then actually there's a slit right there, and then you loop the strap into it. So kind of like an actual belt. But over time, it gave way, this section right here, so it broke off. So I take that whole thing off and then put a zip tie here instead, and it works marvelously. So let's take a look at that shield. The back of the shield looks nice, all the detailing, and then the front of the shield as well. All the good detailing on here, and it's painted really nicely too. It's got that weather look, and it has a metal look to it as well. Quite good. There's a wash on it, and then yeah, it's really good paint job. And here's the other boomer. He comes with a boom shot, and it's right here. He's holding it right now. The magazine is not removable on this one. Yeah, it looks quite nice on him. The paint job on this one is a little brighter. You can see the red is a little redder than the previous version. The Mauler. The Mauler has a deeper or a darker shade of red. This one has a brighter shade of red for some reason. I'm not sure why. Look at that. The face, really nice. The head, you can see there's a wash to give it to give the head a little more detailing. You could totally see all the details on the head due to the wash they put on. So that's nice. And this one has a somewhat closed mouth. The other one has an open mouth. Right here, you can see the tongue down there, and it has red eyes. And this one as well. The eyes aren't as bright as the other one for some reason. This one's got a really deep red. You can barely see it. You can barely tell it's red. But this one does not come with anything else other than the boom shot, which I showed already right there. And as far as articulation, it's exactly the same. This is because these two figures are exactly the same. The only difference are the accessories. So, which means that you could interchange some of the accessories. So the helmet could go on this one as well. Look at that. That's cool. I really do like the helmet. And but I think it fits better. I think, well, it's made for the Mauler because it's swinging something. It's more of a close quarter combat type of character than the boom shot one. The boom shot one is just aiming and shooting from far away, so that's cool. And here I got the boomer holding on to the boom shot with both hands, so it is possible for him to hold weapons with both hands. And here he looks quite good actually. He is actually looking towards the direction where she's shooting, so that's nice. It just needs a little bit of maneuvering with the hands, and maybe heat up with the hairdryer if you still have this figure, because the joints do get stiff from time to time. So make sure you heat up with hairdryer, soften it up, so it's easier to pose without breaking him. Because NECA uses these harder, well, I don't know, Not sure. I can't indefinitely say that they use hard plastic joints, because they don't. Sometimes they use softer ones, and then sometimes harder. So it depends on the figure. And but this one turns out great. And yeah, a little hairdryer helped with posing, and it looks fantastic. And here's a side-by-side with the two boomers. Really cool figures. If you still have them, congratulations, because they aren't really tough to find on the secondary market. I see them a lot on eBay, but they aren't that cheap either. I see them around 80, 90, somewhere around there for each. I'm not sure if that's how much they're worth. I don't think they're worth that. But when I first purchased them, I believe they were around 15 to 20 bucks, somewhere around there. But that's back in 2009. And I'm basing it on the bottom of his foot here. This Gears of War 2006 to 2007. Epic Games Incorporated NECA 2009. So I'm just figuring this is from 2009. And as far as his height, this figure stands about 7 inches in height. Yeah, about 7 inches. With the helmet, yeah, still about 7 inches in height. And let's do a comparison with other characters. Okay, and here's a comparison, and I'm very surprised how small these guys are. Here I have Iron Man, which is by Mafex. That's a 1/12 scale. And then I have Spider-Man here from Mesco. That's also a 1/12 scale. And you can see they fit in with the 1/12 scale much more than they fit in with the one, what is that, 1/7, I think? No, what is Mesco? I mean, what is NECA's size? So NECA figures are supposed to be 1/10 scale, because if I divide 72 by 7, because their figures are usually around 7 inches, and that's roughly about 1/10 scale. That's how I calculate the scale on figures. It's 72 divided by the height of the figure. So that's how you get the scale. And look, here is Michael Mauler that came out not too long ago, and he is actually taller than the Mauler. I mean the Boomer. So that's very unusual, because I believe these Boomers are supposed to be much bigger than human. So according to Gears of War Wiki, Boomers are supposed to be 8 feet tall. So yeah, it's definitely not in scale with anything. Even the 1/12 scale, these are too big. They're too small for the 1/12 scale. So I think if you have McFarlane figures, they might fit better. And when I said McFarlane, I meant the McFarlane figures, like back then, when they did the Walking Dead and the Halo stuff. That's about in the scale with the Gears of War stuff, I would imagine. Because well, these might be a little smaller, but I think these creatures, since they're about 8 feet tall, so roughly to the human, that's about close to in scale, I think. Yeah. So yeah, I am surprised how small these things are. Because when I used the ruler, they measure about 7 inches. I was like, that seems weird. Because NECA stuff are usually around 7 inches for the most part, and these are still 7 inches. So back then, I guess they made them a little smaller, and then as time goes by, they made them a little bit bigger, I guess. So yeah, that's weird, but still cool figures nonetheless. So here's one last look at the two figures together, and yeah, I'm thinking once a week I'll do a revisit on figures. Like right now, if this does well, then I'll probably give you guys a few more Gears of War figures, because I dug up a bunch of them, and I think they still hold up in today's standard. They actually quite good in today's standard. Articulation aren't the best, but they look good. Most of these guys just gonna be standing anyway, so a little movement with the hands and the head is pretty much all you're gonna do for the most part. And even for photos, these are fine. These are big guys. They're not gonna do Spider-Man poses, so that's not what we're hoping to get out of these guys. So yeah, so these turned out fantastic, and if you enjoyed this video, drop a like or comment, let me know, so I will continue on with these revisit figures. But yeah, so right now most likely I'm gonna continue on with the gear stuff. I have a few more that I want to go at least show you guys how they are in the current times. And yeah, so there you go. Thanks for watching.